Hi and welcome to Cheeky Cooking's Deluxe Bread and Butter Pudding cooked in the Tefal Cook4Me. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. It does get to use up some raisin toast or some raisin bread that might be a little bit beyond its use by date, and it's really delicious and very easy to do. I'm using the Tefal Cook4Me. The reason that I'm doing that is that it's actually going to steam it. I've put in about 500 grams of water and I've greased a little casserole dish that I know is going to fit into the steamer, and I'm going to just mix the ingredients to start with, which are very simply 4 eggs, 250 grams of cream, 200 grams of milk, 20 grams of vanilla extract. Now I'm not going to add sugar to this because I'm using quite a sweet raisin toast and I'm slathering it with some plum jam. You could use marmalade, you could use whatever you like. The reason that I'm doing that is there's going to be enough sweetness already in it. The custard will soak up into that jam. You just whiz that together and just put it to one side. We're going to butter our slices of bread. Plenty of butter. Don't be miserable with that because it's all flavour. And you can even dot a little bit on the top of it if you like. We're going to cook it in our casserole container, which has been greased. Cover it with a silicone cover. You could put some baking paper or foil over it and tie a string around it, or maybe a good quality rubber band. And that way it would keep the moisture out while it's steaming. And you'll have a very tender, gently poached, delicious dessert that you can make ahead of time and then just pop it in the Cook4Me. Now, while it's preheating on its browning function, it's getting to temperature so that when we pop it in, it'll be very, very quickly absorbed. So, to divvy our jam up between the three, I've got plum jam here. You could use berry, fruit of the forest, marmalade, anything that you like. You could actually even use a little of that jam if you wanted to flavour the custard. But I think you'll find there's tons of jam there, which is really just fruit and sugar. We're going to cut it into little cubes, pop it into our Tefal Cook4Me casserole dish. Now that water's boiling in the Cook4Me at the moment. It only takes just a few short minutes. I'm going to do this so that it's jam side up. You can do it into little triangles, little squares, little cubes, anything that you like, because it's going to be all soaked up with the custard and you're never going to see the actual shapes anyway, and it won't brown on top because we're actually steaming it. So just so long as we can put it into the bottom of our greased container and it can absorb all of those gorgeous custardy flavours. Just keep layering it. Our water's boiling at the moment. Okay. Alrighty. Pour our custard over the top now and just let it soak in. You're serving this with a bit of ice cream or something that'll give it a nice flavour as well. Or you could just use a little more cream, some yogurt perhaps, or even some just normal vanilla custard or creme anglaise. And a sprinkle over the top of cinnamon, just to give it a little bit of colour, because as I say, it's not going to brown in the cooking medium that we're using. Okay, now just pop the casserole dish into the Cook4Me. We've got our little silicone lid that will go over the top of this casserole dish and it will stop moisture from falling back into it. And now we're just going to carefully lower it into the Cook4Me, which is now boiling busily away, waiting for its dessert. Close and bolt the lid and cook it on the quick cook function for 35 minutes. After that time, it will be ready to serve. After 35 minutes, this is what you should have. We'll stop the cooking and turn the power off. Now carefully lift this out. Okay, after 35 minutes, we just take it out, remove our little silicone lid. You can pop a knife into the center of it to make sure it's nice and set. There's no uncooked egg and custard there. And we're just going to serve it with a scoop of yogurt. So it's really, really tender. And beautifully cooked. I have to agree, it's quite an economical dessert. And look what we have here. Isn't that delicious? A little bit of natural yogurt. You could use custard, fresh cream or ice cream. And there you have it. Have a little taste, shall we? It's molten hot, so just be a bit careful. Soft, tender, moist, comfort food. Very economical. A real budget recipe there. Thanks for watching.